folks, we're back again for more Forging Fridays. You can see I adjusted some of the streaming setup a bit here. I got my my track list down there. You can see what's playing. Little banner up, letting you know you're watching Forging Fridays. But folks, I wanted to jump in again, get some more forge in, and we're not gonna be playing goats today. We're gonna be playing squirrels. Very similar decks though. I'm gonna go through them, and you'll see both of them are kind of centered around token generation. But if you're new to Magic the Gathering, token generation is whenever, there's one of these guys. It says create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. So little, creatures that are created by other cards you have. And like I said, squirrels are, my squirrel deck is very similar to my goats deck. And as we go through it here, see both of them are kind of centered around token generation. So being that this is a squirrels deck, clearly we gotta have some squirrel generation. So let's go through all the ways that we generate squirrels in this deck. Start here with Chatter of Squirrel. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token for 1 green mana, and then it has flashback, so you can cast this for 1 and a green from the graveyard, get another squirrel, which is alright. Like I said, you're trying to make squirrels with this deck, so the other one we have, kind of similar, Acorn Harvest, heftier price tag of 3 and a green. You get 2 squirrel tokens. Similar flashback, 1 and a green, but you have to pay 3 life, and you get another 2 squirrels. I think that nets out, so in total you're spending 3 mana here. You get 2 squirrels. And yeah, I guess actually, this one's a little worse. You have to pay even more mana. You only get 2. You get the flashback for less. So in total you get 4 for 6 here, and you get 2 for 3 here. So I guess it's about the same. I guess you're paying 3 life though. Take a look at Squirrel Nest here. You enchant a land, and when you enchant a land, it gets tap, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. I should mention casting cost of this enchantment is 1 a green and a green. And one of the big powerhouses in this deck is this fella right here, Deranged Hermit. Actually on the reserve list, so supposedly they're not going to reprint this card. Deranged Hermit here, it's 3, a green and a green, and he has, when Deranged Hermit enters the battlefield, put 4 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens onto the battlefield. So, for 5 you're getting 4 squirrels and a hermit. And he gives other squirrel creatures +1/+1. So that's really useful for, you have a bunch of these 1/1 squirrels, and we'll go more into the some of the pump spells that you have to increase the power and toughness of these tiny little squirrels. But this is one of the ways that you do it. And I should mention also, it unfortunately has echo. So you play it for 3 a green and a green 1 turn. That's probably spending up all your mana. If you're playing Deranged Hermit, you probably are not going to have any more mana that turn. The next turn, you're going to have to spend 3 a green and a green again at the start of your, I believe it's your upkeep, to keep it around. And I generally pay the echo cost because I want the +1/+1. There are some decks that are centered around, you know, you put it on the field, it generates the squirrels, you let it die, then you somehow bring it back from the graveyard, it creates more squirrels, you just keep cycling it. That's not this deck. This deck doesn't have any kind of graveyard recursion. I should mention, this is on the reserve list, it's kind of a more expensive card these days. They did reprint a somewhat functionally similar card. I think it's like Vanishing Hermit or something like that. Oh no, it was a Deep Forest Hermit. That's the name of the card. I think it costs about the same, but it has Vanishing. I don't remember what the Vanishing is on it. I think it may be like 3 turns or something. But you know, you get your squirrels, you get your +1/+1, but it comes in with, you know, a certain amount of counters on it. You remove 1 each turn, and then when the last one is removed, it dies. It goes to the graveyard. So similar. And I would say if you want to build this deck and you don't want to spend the money on 4 Deranged Hermits, go get 4 Deep Forest Hermits. They fill a very similar role. Other Squirrel generation. This isn't directly Squirrel generation, but Peril Evolution. We're running 2 of those. 3 a green and a green. For each creature token in play, its controller puts a creature token into play. It's a copy of that creature. You know what? Now that I'm reading this, I didn't realize this. And I don't think it's ever come up as I played it. Unless Oracle, unless they've updated this, it looks like this is actually a list reprint of it. So this should be the newest text on it. It's actually symmetrical. So if you're playing a mirror match, I never really realized this, if you're playing a mirror match and somebody has a bunch of tokens and you play Peril Evolution, they're going to get twice as many tokens too. It's not going to be helping you in that case. So I'm seeing that it makes this card a little bit worse. But you know, you generally what you're doing is you have a bunch of squirrels already out, probably deep into the game. Peril Evolution doubles the number of squirrels. And there's also a flashback on here for 4 and 3 green, that you can, you know, basically quadruple your squirrels. So you have that, and I think our last one here is Chatterfang. And Chatterfang is 2 green for a legendary creature, Squirrel Warrior. He has Forest Walk, and the thing that we really like in this deck here, if you end up playing it, you're gonna like it, is if 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those token plus that many 1/1 green squirrel token, squirrel creature tokens are created instead. So that's basically going to double your squirrel output. you know, if you drop a Chatterfang, you know, hopefully turn 3 or turn 2, and you'll see how we can do some ramping with this deck and get some of these things out faster. You know, hopefully you're getting this out early, and then all the squirrels you're creating after that, twice as many squirrels. So, value. It does also have this ability, sacrifice, pay black, 1 black, sacrifice X squirrels. Target creature gets plus X minus X until end of turn. This is very useful. This is very useful for destroying indestructible creatures. So you know, if somebody has an Embercool, actually an Embercool might not be. I think it has protection from colors. Actually, no, it has protection from instants. If I'm recalling correctly, I think the Embercool I'm thinking of, the one that gives you an extra turn, has indestructible. But if you manage to have enough squirrels and have a black mana, you can give it minus X, which still, if you go below 0 toughness on a creature, it will still die, even if it's indestructible. So it's a funny little interaction that you might get some use out of. I don't really use it in this deck. You can, if you really want to, you can use that ability, but generally with this deck, I'm trying to go wide with a lot of squirrels, so consuming some of those squirrels to do, to, kill 1 or 2 creatures, I generally don't do that. Actually, let's talk about how you get that black mana. So for mana ramp, we're running 4 Utopia Sprawls, and that's 1 green mana, enchant forest, and almost all of our lands are forests. We're mono green. As Utopia Sprawl enters the battlefield, choose a color. Whenever Enchanted Forest is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. So, generally when I'm playing Utopia Sprawl on a forest in this deck, I'm playing it on green, because I just want more green. You can see everything here is green except for the 1 black mana on Chatterfang here. So you could, if you're in that circumstance where there's an indestructible creature or some maybe you have a Shieldred. I really hate Shieldreds. If there's a Shieldred that you want to get rid of, and I think those have Death Touch. You could if you have Chatterfang out, you have a bunch of squirrels, you have a Utopia Sprawl, play it on black, and you can use it to destroy that Shieldred without having to attack it or anything. Just sacrifice some squirrels. But generally, Utopia Sprawls, we're just running for ramp. The other ramp we have, Arbor Elf. That's 1 for a Arbor Elf creature, Elf Druid, and it has, it's a 1/1, has tap, untap target forest. So that is really, that could be useful in getting you 1 extra mana if you have a bunch of forests out there. But if you happen to have a forest with a Utopia Sprawl on it, suddenly you're getting 2 extra mana. Maybe you have, two Utopia Sprawls on it. Now you're suddenly getting 3 extra mana. So, and if you have 2 of these Arbor Elves, and, those 2 Utopia Sprawls on a forest, suddenly it's not just 3 extra mana, it's 6 extra mana. It really synergizes well together and really, ramps you up to be able to cast things like Deep Forest Hermit and Chatterfang. You can cast a little bit earlier. So next I want to go over some of the pump spells we have here. Deranged Hermit, as I said, it gets all your squirrels +1/+1 for as long as it's on the field. What else do we have? We're running 2 Adaptive Automaton, if I can pronounce it, which is 3 for an artifact creature. As Adaptive Automaton enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Adaptive Automaton is the chosen type in addition to its other types. Other creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. So, similar effect to Deranged Hermit, and it also counts as a squirrel. Though we don't have anything, well, we do have something that does count squirrels, which I'll get to. The other pump spell I'm running, 2 Beastmaster Ascensions. He says 2 and a green for an enchantment that says, whenever a creature you control's attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as Beastmaster Ascension has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. And that's huge, right? In this deck, you're gonna be going wide with a lot of, 1/1 squirrels that you're trying to pump. You're trying to get through damage, and Beastmaster Ascension just says attack with 7 or more, and the very turn that you do that, they're suddenly going to go from 1/1s to 6/6, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming the opponent's way. You can close out a lot of games with Beastmaster Ascension. So what else do we have? For card draw, we don't have that much card draw. We run Toski, Bearer of Secrets. That's 3 and a green for a legendary creature, Squirrel. This spell can't be countered. It's indestructible. Toski, Bearer of Secrets attacks each combat if able. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So that, and I do have a commander deck built around Toski. He's great there, and a lot of that deck is doing a lot of card draw. You're doing a lot of card draw, a lot of ramp to be able to cast all those cards that you're drawing. And you can do that in a 100 card format like Commander. But in something like Legacy or Modern, I don't actually know what this is legal in these days. If you have a giant army of squirrel tokens and you swing with everything and you don't manage to kill the opponent, then you've drawn most of your deck, and then you're worried about decking out at that point. So I should mention, for anybody new to Magic the Gathering, you lose either by losing all of your life, or you lose by when you're going to draw a card. If your deck is empty, if you've drawn through your deck, then you lose the game as well. So you do want to have you don't want to draw your entire deck, and there's nothing in this deck to allow you to have no maximum hand size. So at the end of the turn, if you have more than 7 cards, you have to discard the rest. So you have to make hard decisions at that point. If you're playing a very wide field with Toski on board. So I should mention, like I said, we do run a lot of forests. The only real protection that I have beyond some of the built-in stuff like Indestructible and the Forest Walk and things like that, we have a Swarmyard, which is a land that taps for 1 colorless, or it can tap to regenerate target insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. We're going to be regenerating squirrels in this deck. And that can be great if, say, you're facing an opponent that has a lot of, is swinging out at you, and you're maybe able to generate, maybe have, 1 or 2, where is it? Squirrel Nests. So you're able to generate consistently 1/1 squirrels, and you're able to just chump block so that they can't actually do damage to you with their you know, big creatures or whatever. But every time you do that, say, you know, you're generating 1 or 2 consistently, but they have 3 or 4 that they're, you know, creatures that they're swinging at you with. You can, you know, chump block with 3 creatures, you know, create 2 new ones and regenerate 1 of them, so you only lose 2. So it's great in that case, or it's great in the case of, you know, maybe you're swinging with Chatterfang, and you think that your opponent doesn't have any blockers, but then they, you know, maybe they have a flash creature or something that they can block with or do some damage. Swarmyard's great for just, you know, being able to regenerate some of your key squirrels. I should also mention, this is a kind of a new addition here, these 4 Essence Wardens, which are 1 green creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. This is actually something that I had over in my goat deck, and that's a mono white deck, so it had a Soul Warden in it. And I really like the, you know, kind of, really like the life gain in that deck, because these decks, the token decks, at least the ones that I've built, can be kind of slow. You know, you're not going to be getting turn 1 wins, you're not going to be getting turn 2 wins. You might need to go a little bit longer, and as you're doing, as you're building up your squirrel army, if your opponent is hitting you, you know, over and over again and doing damage over and over again, having an Essence Warden in there, or 2, that's giving you life for not just every token that you're creating a lot of tokens, but any creatures that your opponent's placing into play. So that was an improvement that I made on this. I think, I don't know if I want to look at the sideboard for this, but I think there were some other pump spells that just didn't really fit with the rest of the deck. So I removed some of them and added these 4 Essence Wardens that I think makes the deck a little bit more, gives a little bit more, you know, protection there for yourself. And last but not least, I want to talk about what I call the bomb of this deck, the Squirrel Mob, which is 1 a green and a green for a 2/2 squirrel that says Squirrel Mob gets +1/+1 for each other squirrel on the battlefield. Now you can imagine if you built your board up with a ton of squirrels, you have all these little 1/1 squirrels. Maybe you haven't gotten your Beastmaster Ascension. Maybe you haven't gotten your Adaptive Automaton or your Deranged Hermit, whatever. Somehow you haven't managed to get your pump spells. If you get a Squirrel Mob, suddenly, you know, that board of, you know, 6 or 12 1/1s that you have suddenly is 6 to 12 1/1s, and then a 6 to 12 Squirrel Mob that you can swing in and just do a lot of damage if it's unblocked. Yes, I would say this Squirrel Mob, the bomb of this deck. You know, it really does damage when it comes onto the field. So I would say the take it or leave it of this deck. I would say Parallel Evolution. Even though it's great for, you know, doubling your squirrel count and can be a big swing in your favor, generally at 5 mana, at that point in the game, you know, you're either up a lot of squirrels, and then I'd rather be playing, you know, an Adaptive Automaton to boost those squirrels, or a Deranged Hermit, or if you have a lot of squirrels already, you know, you have a Beastmaster Ascension, just play the Beastmaster Ascension, swing in, and they're suddenly 6/6s. So it's hard for me to ever play Parallel Evolution, because there's just other, you know, I'd rather be playing some of these other cards instead when I get to that point in the game. And the flashback cost, I barely ever pay the flashback cost. I think I've maybe paid it once or twice. I mean, if you're so far ahead that you have a ton of squirrels and want to play Parallel Evolution, you're going to win regardless at that point. I'd hope. The other one that I would say is take it or leave it is probably Chatter of Squirrels, even though it's one of our squirrel generation mechanisms. It, you know, for 1 green you get 1 squirrel. That's okay. I mean, you know, think about it. For 1 you get a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Well, you also could get a thing that gains you 1 life. Has the same, you know, power and toughness. Arbor Elf, ramp for 1 green. You know, there's a couple of 1 greens in here, or, you know, another ramp here, that seem to get you more for your money than Chatter of Squirrels. And, you know, late game it's very sad when you draw and you get it. You know, maybe you have a big board of squirrel and you're just hoping to you know, draw your Beastmaster Ascension to close out the game, and then you draw a Chatter of Squirrels, like, I guess I gotta wait another turn. Yeah, that's always disappointing. So those are the 2 take it or leave it's, and that's the deck. I'll say bad matchups for this deck. Mill. Like things that mill you a lot, things that are very fast. You know, combo decks. If you're facing a combo deck with this thing, squirrels and you know, even goats. At least the token decks that I have, both of them are slower decks. You know, they'll get there eventually, but they take time. All right. So enough of me yapping about this deck. Let's give it a shot. What do you say? Let's jump into it. This is not great. We have no lands. Let's see. Well, we got lands now. And this is one of those cases where Parallel Evolution, I wouldn't get to it for 5 turns. So why would I? You know, maybe 4 turns to have a Utopia Sprawl here. So I'm gonna put down the Parallel Evolution. All right, let's play this. Let's you know, let's I Chatter Squirrels. You know, I'm gonna Chatter Squirrels. Build up that squirrel army. That's you know, some of this. Ooh, see, now we have an Arbor Elf. An Arbor Elf, I should have played the Utopia Sprawl last turn. Let's do this. Let's just set up our board a bit. Bring out this Arbor Elf. Losing my voice a little bit. Place it on green. And we'll swing with our 1/1. Yeah, okay, so that one turns. Is it only forests? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do this then. This would, actually, we could do tap, untap, and get out a very early Deranged Hermit. Now this is going to put us a bit behind because next turn I'm going to be, you better believe I'm going to be paying for that echo cost. Yeah, I'll just keep that as is. Oh. This is gonna swing with both of them? I mean, are they unblockable? Creatures haste on. Can I? Do I want to kill his lands? Might kill his lands. It seems worthwhile. It seems worthwhile to just trade 2 squirrels for 2 lands. That's pretty good. I don't know about you folks, but I think 2 squirrels for 2 lands is pretty good. So I should mention the way that Forge handles this. If I click OK right now, it'll ask me to pay that cost. I won't be able to do it because Arbor Elf won't be able to untap this. So I have to tap, untap now before paying the cost. Now I can actually pay for it. It's a bit of a tricky part about Forge. That might be some rules that Magic the Gathering has, but I always find that annoying that I have to tap and untap and don't click OK, otherwise you'll lose your Deranged Hermit. Okay, yeah. Now this is the problem. Now I'm gonna swing with everything, but now I'm gonna be kind of, oh boy, yeah, swinging in with 6. If I had the Essence Warden, let's do, ooh, I mean, I do want to play our bomb here. Let's pay that. That. So now we got a nice 6/6 out there that can block. I should mention, usually it won't. It'll be very conservative about swinging out things that'll die. I'm surprised it actually swung out with those 2 lands before, when I could trade my squirrels for lands. So yeah, we got a nice 6/6 here. And then let's untap this, and we'll get out this Beastmaster Ascension and start getting to work on it. The annoying thing about Beastmaster Ascension, you'll see this as I swing out. It'll ask every single time, for every single creature. You have to say, yes, I want to put the counter on it. And it won't stop asking you, because, I mean, of the way it's worded. Even after it gets the 7 quest counters on it, it'll continue to ask you. You just put 10 or 20 counters on it. It won't do anything. What does this do? Oh, he's indestructible. Can't be countered. Can't be the target of non-green spells or abilities from non-green sources. Oh, and it's only indestructible during his turn. Okay. Well, I mean, we have a 6/6, so I'll probably just leave it up and make some more squirrels. Let's do. We have plenty of mana now. More squirrels. Even more squirrels. That. And then, ooh, we could. Do I want to do the 3 damage? It does have a 5/5 trample. I might play it safe, and we'll just make 1 more squirrel instead of spending the life. Okay. And now, I mean, he's gonna have to block the Squirrel Mob. So Squirrel Mob's now 10/10. If I hit him with it, then he's gonna die. So, he's gonna lose this thing here. And what was that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we're gonna Beastmaster Ascension's gonna kick in now, and all of these things are gonna be huge. Yep, that's how it goes. So yeah, you can see there, it's not a fast deck, but it gets there eventually. Oh, this is, I mean, not a lot of lands, but you know, Essence Warden. Get out that Essence Warden. Start gaining that life. Hopefully they actually play creatures. Hopefully I draw lands. Get in with that Essence Warden. Alright. So yes, we can't actually do anything. I do need to actually get to those 3 lands before I can actually... Oh, there we go. What do I think? Beastmaster Ascension, right? Down these... Oh no! Oh. Counterspell. Counterspell. Well, you know what? Get in with that Essence Warden. Fear my Essence Warden. Let's try it again. I get it down. Oh, it's one of those decks where all it does is just have a bunch of counter spells. Well, you know what? Essence Warden's just to get in. Yeah, we could play an Arbor Elf, sure. Gain that extra life. That's where it's at. We'll play. I imagine he might counterspell this. Oh, okay. No, you let that happen. All right, let's get in there. Essence Warden. Then draws 7 cards. All right. All right. I'm not gonna complain about extra cards. I do. Oh, I was just about to get the I was about to get my my Deranged Hermit down though. That's unfortunate. Let's this out and I think Toski, right? I think we Toski, and then just start. Hopefully not draw our entire deck. We start drawing stuff. Really start drawing stuff. Okay. Gaining life. Making the magic happen. Essence Warden. Still get in there. Draw a card from it. This doesn't want me to have my Toski. That's fair. I mean, you know what? I drew 1 card off of it. I'm not gonna complain. Do I dare try to Beastmaster Ascension again? He's all tapped out. Okay, no Force of Will. I guess I played my land already. Let's do... Put it on green. And... Yeah, I think we'll... Squirrel or Squirrel Nest? It's a good Squirrel and Squirrel Nest. It's a good... Squirrel. And... Oh, if I probably could have planned this out better. Tap. Untap. Squirrel Nest on this land. 2 and that. I have that extra mana just floating. Oh well. Well, I'm not even gonna read what that does. Let's just get rid of it. And we'll swing in It's all about tiny attacks. All you need. You got 3 quest counters. Just get 4 more and then... Oh. Jeez. Jeez. Annoying. Alright. But you know, now I'm really psyched that I got these 2 squirrels down. Get Shark Typhoon? Oh boy. Alright, let's... Squirrel. Squirrel. What does this do? Oh, this is one of those unreadable ones. I think there's a way to swipe down. The top 2 cards of your library, you may reveal enough. Oh, this isn't that. Put it into your hand. That's not all that interesting. It doesn't have a way of actually increasing it all. We can't attack anyway, so. Okay. Oh, the Shark Typhoon. As we know, parallel evolution. Symmetrical, apparently. Oh, we got our Toski! Toski's back, baby! Let's get Toski out here. Get out of here, Toski. Get in here. 2 more squirrels. Fear the squirrels. Let's get in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Up to 5. Next turn, if you don't do something. What happened? Oh, it has opponents can only draw 1 card this turn. Oh, at least he's oh, he's flying. Oh, such an annoying deck. Okay, let's get a counter. I feel like he's gonna like counter. Let's try it. Let's try it. Hopefully he doesn't have any more counters. Or he has 4 cards in hand. Ugh. All right. Boo. Alright, well... Let's get in with the 4 squirrels. We're gonna have trouble. Yeah, they're now 6/6s. That's it. Didn't do the math, but that's how the math works out. We'll do one more. I'll play. And yeah, we'll keep this, sure. Got that Essence Warden. Value. Get that extra life. Let's see. Let's do this. Our squirrel count up. Ooh, and a Utopia Sprawl. Ooh la la. That means hopefully next turn Deranged Hermit. But let's. I mean, yeah, Squirrel Nest. Or Squirrel Nest. We could also we could have also flash back our chatter squirrels, but let's set up for more squirrel generation in the future. Listen, if you're playing a damage deck and have an Essence Warden now, you're going to be in trouble. Is that enough for? We could Deranged Hermit. Let's do that. Let's Deranged Hermit. all that life gain from all those squirrels. Let's just swing in with that. All tapped out, no surprises. He's doing some kind of like drain deck. But you know, I'm fine with that. He wants to play drain. Ooh, Arbor Elf? Then I could get 2 squirrels. Arbor Elf. Little Arbor Elf. Let's just swing in with everything. We'll hold back these 2. So he has 1 black up. I don't know what silliness he could have. He just keeps doing that. And another Deranged Hermit. Oh boy. This is it. This is the squirrel generation machine. Okay, and we'll tap, we'll make a squirrel. Gain some life. Untap the nest. Another squirrel. Another life. I will hold back our pumpers here. I think that should be enough though. That's it. Well, folks, I think that's it's gonna be it for me this episode. I had fun showing off my little squirrel deck to you guys. Hopefully, pretty soon I can show off my goat deck. That's gonna be pretty similar. Pretty similar deck. Big differences, but you'll see when I get to it. All right, folks. Well, with that, I will catch you next time. Adios.